Sorry, that video kind of tapped out. I'm sorry. And I'm not gonna redo it because it's late at night and I don't feel like it. And I have had a long day. So I'm just gonna go off of what I just said. Basically, to me, like, I don't value whiteness like that, and people kept trying to act like I did. But for me, I personally prefer mixed men. And it's like, it's weird, because they'll be like, you're supposed to prefer black, but then when you do, it's bad. And then they want to say, like, you're not mixed, you're black, to try and say you're not, you should prefer black. Anything to say that you should prefer black. I don't even really give a heck what I am considered, okay? I really don't. Like, that's not one of the major things for me because my mother is black. She raised me to see myself as black. So, it's always been that way, kind of like. I know I'm mixed, and my mom's black, and she raised me to think I was black, you know? And plus, I didn't even know all my heritage until I was like 19. Like, I just knew my dad was light skinned. That's all, really. And maybe a few other things every here and now, but never anything confirmed. It was just like, generally, they just saw him as someone, excuse me, who was mixed and light skinned. You know, like light skin and black, which many of the time, some people are considered black who are actually mixed. Excuse me. Um, so that's all I really knew, so I'm fine with that. But the thing is, for me, it's always been with preference. I just prefer what looks like me the most. That's what I like. And I never understood why, when you're in the middle, when you're mixed, when you're uh not completely white and you have black in you, you're not supposed to prefer what you are. And it's so weird to me. I'm like, why can't you prefer what you are? Black people who are dark skinned can prefer what they are. White people can prefer what they are. So why is it that some people are acting like mixed people can't? And it's so weird. And through this whole conversation, it was so weird because it was like, after that, she's getting mad at me because I was saying like how I was mixed and stuff, and then like I was like, for me, like how I see things, I don't really dislike people who are, that are like dark skinned. And I think for them, they had issues with mixed people and light skinned people. So they kind of were like the type that was like really angry and try and be negative and stuff. And I would just be like, well, my mom's a dark skinned black woman. I was taught she was beautiful. I don't have anything against you. Most of my friends are dark skinned black women. I get along better with dark skinned black women than mixed or light skinned women, honestly. Usually when I see a light skinned girl that's like my color, I think it's gonna be hell, okay? Because usually there's competition, and when you compete, and I'm not even trying to compete, but like just like in life in general, like when people just see it that way, then it's all just like all fight. Because we all look the same, we have the same things, we have the same appeal. And then it's just hell. And I don't like that. I don't feel like dealing with that. Especially when most of the time it's not even the same interests I have. And I don't feel like having that whole share of opinion because every time I've ever come out and said I was like a swirler or whatever, it's like everybody always hates on me and just is like, oh my god, you don't want to be blah blah blah. Like, it's not even really that. For me, like, with my preference to date white men, it's just like the amount of attractive men and then who what the majority is, really. That's not really my fault, really. It's kind of America's fault, kind of. You know, you can look at the demographics, really. So, I mean, like, I just thought, like, it was kind of outlandish, to me at least. Because, I mean, like, it was outlandish because it was just, like, not the same appropriate thing. Like, for her, she was, like, allowing herself to have the same, like, boundaries and, like, parameters for herself. But for me, no, like, It didn't make sense. And for other people, yes, but not for people like me. Like, it's just like weird to me, in my opinion. And I don't know, it just didn't really seem fair. Like, I think, like, every time I would bring that up, it was like they didn't even really want to talk about it, or they tried to sidetrack or distract from it, because I think they didn't like the fact that, they knew that they were kind of like wrong in thinking, that people shouldn't, want that. I don't know. I just think, like, honestly, if people were fair and stuff, they wouldn't really have that problem, really, because they just think, like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, really, in reality. So, yeah, that's just generally my problem with that set of conversations I've had with her, generally. And, yeah, I also wanted to get into this other part of it, like, earlier, like I said, with the whole situation I had earlier today with, like, being, like, followed and stuff and things of that nature, it's like, I kind of feel like that kind of goes into what I was saying, kind of, to some extent. I think, like, in her case, she feels some kind of pressure, you know, and I feel like to some extent she feels like she wants to get to a place that she can't really get to ever, so she's just like kind of like trying to compensate for that, you know. And I tried to tell her there's nothing wrong, with her, and there's no reason she needs to compensate. So it's kind of weird that's how she feels, or she's coming off as. I don't know. That's just all my thoughts on that situation. So I guess I'll end this video. Alright, thanks, bye.